Hello, welcome to Record Time. Record Time is a weekly Akashic experience where we explore simple and mysterious themes through the lens of the Akashic Records. My name is Mina, and I'm happy to be here with you. Thanks for taking the time to gather with me here and now. If you're brand new and you are not sure what the Akashic Records are, then I invite you to check out my website, which is minaruchi.com, and there I have videos explaining what the records are, what an Akashic record reading is, and all kinds of good stuff waits for you there. But for right now, if it's safe and accessible, if you're not multitasking, I invite you to close your eyes and just take a moment to arrive and almost like bring yourself down. Let your energy and your whole self land and settle. Notice where your breath is at in this moment. As you witness your breath, see if there's a natural invitation there to lengthen your breathing, or to take a big inhale or exhale, or to keep breathing as you are. See if you can feel yourself drop down closer to your center. And if any of your energy feels scattered or distracted or elsewhere, if you're able to at this time, see if you can just draw it all back in to your center. Continue to gather in your center as I tune into the records. So what they're sharing, what they're offering us this week is really simple. They're sharing, don't try too hard to feel. Don't try too hard to feel. And this is so elegant in its simplicity, I feel. And before I even dive into it, I just want that to just land within you and hold that for a moment. What does that mean to you? What does that evoke for you? Don't try too hard to feel. There's so much messaging, especially in the personal development world, about feeling your feelings. Gotta feel it to heal it. All sorts of catchy things, reminders, instructions. And for people who are either overwhelmed by emotion or who are not regularly in contact with emotion, that can be kind of a tricky invitation right? To feel your feelings, to feel things, to feel it and heal it and whatever even that means. But in that, right, in this like effort to feel whatever is here, and I say this too, there's often an invitation, right, to be with what is here. And there's this subtle pull, there's this subtle kind of sticky, I don't want to say trap, but there's this subtle, tricky invitation where you can get almost like tripped up or caught up in this effort or the endeavor to feel whatever is present. And this is such a place where the mind and the desire to have a specific process, to have like a step-by-step method of how to feel something, that's such a place for the mind to kind of just latch onto that and eat it up and make a meal out of something that's actually really inherent, that's really simple. And although it's simple, right? Don't try too hard to feel. It's this innate thing, and yet there's room to settle deeper into that and come home to that, like, just innate remembrance of the simplicity and the elegance of that, of just feeling something. There's all of that simplicity around that, and yet there's room to practice inside that. There's room to practice unhooking from the effort to feel something. And there's nuance in this, because there is almost like a requisite willingness. It's needed to feel something, right? To be willing to feel something is so beautiful, but to be straining to feel something is different. And that's something that can actually be very counterproductive. We'll use that word very loosely. But if the intention is to feel whatever is here, right, to hold and to just offer space to whatever emotion is present, even if it's uncomfortable, straining to feel it, and there's this kind of implied straining to feel it correctly, whatever that means, that is the tricky part. That's the thing that can really have us feeling stuck or caught in this process that is actually really innate. And so that's kind of what they mean. That's the context. That's the background kind of turbulence to this message of don't try too hard to feel. And if you are feeling like, oh, there's some emotion or there's some feeling that needs to be felt so it can be cleared, whatever. Or if, you're feeling overwhelmed by emotion, or you're feeling disconnected from emotion, whatever it is, but you feel like there's a feeling that's probably present that I need to feel, but it's not, I feel like I'm doing it wrong. There's an invitation to just sit and like almost like imagine your brain like unhooking from the need to do it correctly, and to just sit. To just sit and actually do nothing. Not meditate, not do a practice, not journal, not contemplate your feelings. Sit and do nothing. And that honestly might bring you closer to that innate ability to feel than looking with your mind, reaching with your mind for a process on how to feel your own feelings correctly. And don't get me wrong, those processes, right, these practices, so many tools are available to us and they're so lovely. And yet there's this invitation, reminder to notice if you're getting caught up in the romance of the process and the like background drive and need to do it correctly, instead of the actual intention, which is to feel. And so if you let all of that go, all of the right ways to feel, all of the fancy processes and practices and whatever, all the self-help books, let it all go. And you can literally do this, just like push it out, create some empty space for yourself, and just sit and do nothing. And if you feel like I can't just do nothing, be with that willingness to feel. And you can literally just say to yourself, I'm willing to feel what is here. And then pause. And see what happens. And I wanted to share that the reason this message is coming through is because I need to do this. It's so tempting as like someone who's so, just enamored with personal growth, personal development, all these like fun. I'm such a student. I love learning all these different practices and processes and things. It's so easy to just slip and get caught into this just like spinning like vortex wheel of like, am I feeling right? Am I doing this right? How am I doing it? Maybe I need a different practice. Maybe I need to figure out this feeling in a different way. But really, it's like, it is your most innate intelligence. It is already with you. You don't need someone to teach you how to feel. You know how to do this. To just unhook from all of that, all of the things that are implying that there's a right and a wrong way to feel, and to just return to yourself, the emptiness, right? You know how to do that, and trusting that you know how to feel. You know how to be with whatever is present already. It's innate. And so just, unhooking, divesting from all of the practices and processes and methods just for a little bit, especially if you're feeling stuck or if you feel like there's an emotion that just won't clear. That's the invitation. If you're feeling stuck around an emotion and you can't figure out what to do with it, let go of all of the processes and practices. Meditation, journaling, again, everything. Just let it all go and just be with your willingness to feel it and nothing else. So that's where I'm going to leave you for today. And I would love to know if that made sense. If you relate to what I'm talking about, if you get overwhelmed by emotion or feel very disconnected from emotion, and if feeling things sometimes feels hard, I'd love to know where you're at and how this landed for you. And if you feel called to share, I'd love to hear from you. If you want to send me a message or leave a comment, that would be lovely. And if you're looking for more, either Akashic transmissions or just whatever, one-on-one work, classes, workshops, Akashic goodness, you can find all of that at my website, minaruchi.com. But before you do any of that, let go of everything and be in that just emptiness. And then if it still calls to you, you can check it out. All right. I'm wishing you well. Until next time. Namaste.